Hello and welcome to RimWorld. If anything dies in this world, it explodes. This leads to everything from hunting food to raids becoming a lot more dangerous because anything that gets close can easily take out your colonists. That's the other thing. Even downed animals will then blow up, so you can't hunt manually because your colonists will go over, they'll kill that animal, and it will then explode. That was actually how I lost the first run that I did when I was testing this. Great, so Jackson can deconstruct all of these and then take the components back up. We're well underway harvesting all of our crops, and so pretty soon we're going to have a much better stockpile, the first big stockpile of food that we've actually ever had in this playthrough. We're close to recruiting Kin, but we're pretty far from recruiting Bismarck. And Postman has decided to punch some things, but that is a pretty good mental break to get, so I'm fine with that. So George has just had an inspired recruitment, which I'm going to use on Bismarck because he's got the higher recruitment thing, and Kin is actually at 0 resistance currently, so we want George to be using this on Bismarck. And through the wonders of George, he has successfully managed to convince Bismarck to join. And let's see if he can get a back-to-back, because I think he can. And that is Kin joined. That's brilliant to have 2 more individuals on the team. Okay, so both Kin and Bismarck are really best for stone cutting and hauling currently, so I need some more stone cutters tables. Okay, so a siege has landed. We need to fight this head on, so I'm going to come straight out and I'm going to be giving Bismarck this heavy SMG and taking them out as well. Okay, first exchanges haven't been brilliant. They have not been good at all, but the important thing is we have stopped them attacking for the time being. Fucking hell, we took some bad injuries there. There goes Fenton. Okay, they're trying to get over. There's another one down. There's another one down. There's another one. go to here. Are you a wimp? Oh, Bismarck, you idiot. Okay, time for everyone to get inside. Okay, I was very quiet through that. That was very messy, but sieges are always messy. They're always really, really bad, and we will happily take the trade. Okay, so we're in some trouble. A whole bunch of rats have come over, especially next to me, and then Cassandra has made them go manhunter. So I don't see how I can get out of this at all. Gonna see if Ben is gonna run for here. George is gonna run to here. And we're gonna see if they can get away. That's gonna blow up. We need those guys in there and that closed. Him being downed is perfect. That's fine. Because once they're far enough away, Blitz can rescue Gavasiaban. Hopefully George can get to here. Hopefully this doesn't stay open for the rest of them, but it is going to. George has been downed. He dies in 6 hours. That means we need Bismarck to come and stand over here. Or even have Blitz just come to here. Kin is going to here. Blitz is going to come to here. Kin can, no. Close again. Phew. How long does George have? 5 hours. This needs to lure all of them out. Okay. There's one. Oh, fuck. Why did I have to mess that up? They're so little, they're so hard to spot. And there's so many of them. Oh god. I've let Bismarck get downed up here. But they get downed of anything. I really don't want George to die. Everyone's so injured. This is a terrible situation. They're impossible to see. George is dead. door's not closing. We can't rescue them. Because we can't rescue Bismarck at least. We can't hold a door. This is why I needed to get this wall built earlier. Absolute disaster. What could I have done when it spawned a man-hunting rat fest next to everyone? This is the pain of RimWorld. See ya, George. And then I fucking threw away Blitz's life because I didn't pay enough attention. And Blitz, you're dead soon too. So painful. So painful. There goes Blitz. It's so brutal. It's such a good challenge. What's that? Fourth death? Third and fourth death? I've let some time pass on and I've gathered in a whole bunch of the crops. Our team are just about hanging together. Not having George as a cook is a bit of a nightmare, way more food poisoning, but Gubasiaban has picked up the slack. We now have so much food and not enough people to eat it. We're already sitting on 14,000 potatoes, 4,000 corn, 1,000 rice, and we've got another 3,000 potatoes to bring in. Yeah, let's see if we can make it to the end with these guys. It's a shame that we've lost so many colonists, and I think that this area is so tempting to start at, but actually it's a real mistake. I think starting down here or starting down here would make so much more sense. Imagine if this base here was just in this section. There's nothing we can do about harvesting this. We can't afford to lose more of the potatoes, so hauling is more important. It's so far for them to get anywhere, and it's so far to just get chunks with the way that I was doing it, and so I think I've had so much wasted time due to walking that I think if I did do this again, I'd settle in this area. I'd set up initial crops and everything, and then if I needed to expand this way I could, but that's definitely the way I'd go about it. I think this area is a trap that has really damaged my attempt, but who cares, it's fine. Let's be honest, we don't need this rice. It's great that we've prepped sun lamps and stuff, but again, it's just this main harvest is so huge for us that I think using the planters to plant as many potatoes in the first year as possible would just be an overpowered way to start. If you can recruit people, amazing, but it's been brutal having 4 people die, and the rats were just so annoying that I hadn't got the wall up, so there are a bunch of rats in here, and the fact that the rats all went manhunter right next to them, and there were like 6 of them, was just a hard pill to swallow. But we're not gonna run out of food. We've run out of space. The limiting factor on shelves is steel and wood. I can't build enough shelves. I don't want there to be potatoes in these areas, but there are. And yeah, we do still have 2 hours left, and we've still only got 6 people. We should have 10 people, almost double the population. But one of the really interesting things about this challenge is you want to be on 3 times speed as much as possible, because that's the limiting factor here. And I think that really favours players that are good at playing on 3 times speed. But I think a lot of us who have tried this challenge are so used to being on 1 or 2 times speed that 3 times speed has led to quite a lot more mistakes. Can't properly think things through. I've even, I think, rushed fighting situations that probably has caused more damage and more wounds than I would have had if I'd just taken my time with it. I don't know if we can survive the rest of it, but we're gonna try. Kin is absolutely a nightmare. I think I'm just gonna put them in a cryptosleep casket because they're only halfway through their withdrawal again, and it's driving me mad. Again, it's something that I didn't manage properly, just like the dog. And it's just such a pain that I'd just rather get them out of here. So, even more entertainingly, I've just realised that we need to put Postman in a cryptosleep casket because they have absolutely urgent Luciferium need, as you can see, and so they're gonna have to get in a cryptosleep casket. We don't have a doctor anymore, so we're now at the stage in the run where we have Jackson, our only remaining initial pawn, who is brilliant. Great at construction, great at crafting, great at shooting. We've got Gubasiaban, who is our great planter. They are now our cook, taking over from George. We've got Postman, who's our medic and our intellectual chap, and he is now in a cryptosleep casket. We've got Stephen, who is good at plants. We've got Bismarck, who's good at mining, and we've got Kin, who is in a cryptosleep casket because of psychite withdrawal. So we're now down to effectively 4 individuals. We're down to 4. Oh my god, this colony is in shambles. Well, it's certainly been a journey. We're on 73,000 wealth, so I'm pretty sure now we're being defended by 4 people that we are not going to make it much further. Jackson, Gubasiaban, Stephen and Bismarck now have an enjoyable experience seeing how many potatoes they can cram into one room. This has got to the point that we now have a somewhat rich room of over 3,000 wealth made only from potatoes, and they're in the process of relocating the potatoes from the main normal storage room into the fridge. We've had to dig into the mountain just to expand the incredible potato room, and as you can see, it is their utmost priority that potatoes are included as quickly as possible, and it is all these guys are living for now. Luckily, this does mean we are all the way up to the 76,000 76,000 wealth on this map, and our timer is likely not going to reach 10 hours. Maybe we can survive for another hour and a half, maybe. Okay. I think they died of malnutrition or something. So we've had a raid. There are 3 up here, 6 over here, 4 down here. And I'm going to buy us some time by getting Jackson to activate the animal pulsar that we've got right here. And that is going to turn every single animal on this map Manhunter. And these over here, these guys are getting attacked. There go 2 attackers. Bismarck is wandering out in the middle of nowhere, which is definitely classic. Now, can these guys put up a better fight? Ooh. Well, that was the neatest thing I've ever seen. Okay, so bought us time might be a generous way of looking at that. Let's get Stephen to come down here. Bismarck has of course been stabbed a bunch with a knife, but they were wandering out there, so that's not a surprise. And these guys are coming in. And these guys are gonna destroy some lights first. That is acceptable. These guys are now coming back. Let's go Gabasiaban. Gabasiaban is rescuing Bismarck. That's awesome. We do only have 3 people alive. And they've broken through the wall, which means the raccoon is taking them out. That has caused one group to break, which is brilliant. Stephen's building a snowman. Oh, Stephen. 1, 2, and you're still coming through. 3, 4. And that is the raid perfectly dealt with. You blow up in 2 hours. I'm gonna let you blow up. Who says 3 colonists can't protect? We're almost only got an hour left. We've smashed it once again. So I've decided for variety's sake that we rescue kin and we let them deal with their psychite addiction in prison again. On the bright side, we have now made 20 cowboy hats. So, you know, that's going well. But we've got some tattered apparel, so I should probably make some actual clothes rather than just cowboy hats. Okay, so we have learnt the joys of psychoid tea. Good job, Stephen, for researching that. We might as well look at other drug production. Our trap tunnel has been restocked and we've built some more traps down here. Looks like we don't have the slate. No, we do. We do have the slate. So we can do that like that. It's all going in the right direction. The hare has got a flu, and they're about to blow up. How many foxes will you take out with you is the question. It's like a dance. Oh, don't say it's none. 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 What? Come on, I thought you were gonna chain react all of them. So, I've been increasing the defences and walls within this main area to try and give us a few more choke points to retreat through and hopefully have more effective enemies blowing up. When another manhunter pack has come in, which is great. It's quite soon after the other manhunter pack, but it's not a raid, so we are fully prepared to stay within our walls. That is no problem at all, and so yeah, that's kind of where we've got to. Jackson is going to call the exotic goods traders. I would like to buy an insanity lance. I found the lance. Let's give it to Gabasiaban. I'm trying to be creative with all of the ways to get wealth, and so we're researching packaged survival meals, and I've set Jackson building chess tables out of our excess wood. Hopefully that works. We're very much in the final stretch. Now I've got to admit, in all my time playing RimWorld, this is one of my favourite notifications. All of your chess tables do not have, oh, one of, that's not one, adjacent chairs. Oh, that's good fun. We're also turning any steel we've got left into statues, any cloth into cowboy hats, any wood into chess tables. I don't think we can make packaged survival meals. I don't think anyone's skillful enough. And it is spring again, lovely spring, but with 20 minutes left, there's really no point planting anything. Yeah, there's really no point planting anything. We're really just trying to run out the clock now, make the most of any of the resources we've gathered. I don't think that's too much, really. Maybe Jackson can make some more heavy SMGs. I am sad that George and Adams didn't make it to the end, but I'm glad that one of them did. Alright, kin. We know. 87% withdrawal. 87% withdrawal. Oh, how's that snowman not melted yet? It's one tough snowman. In that tantrum, Kin managed to destroy the chess table in their room. That meant a new one was rebuilt, and it was masterwork. So that tantrum was very effective. I hope you like chess, because you now get 140% cerebral play. And what are we up to on wealth? 77,000, almost 78,000. It was a 30,000 jump in wealth from one huge harvest, and I can see how people got even more wealth if they managed to get 2 harvests in. I feel like I've spent most of the time in 3 times fast forward, but again, I do think this setup has been super inefficient with walking around. I think main base here, trap tunnel out here, or main base here, whatever you want to do, would have just been better, to be honest. But it's okay, I'm glad to settle in this area here. I wanted to give it a go, and it hasn't worked too well. We have harvested a whole bunch more cloth from there, which was another decent chunk of wealth, and we've actually been mining out more bits of the map. There was some gold down here, various components, mining out some silver ore here, deconstructing ship chunks to get to the component value. Here's some more components. So yeah, trying to do everything we can to celebrate 10 minutes left. We're going to change all of the lights to purple, or maybe orange. Red. Oh, I like red. Red is very cool. As we close in on the finish, we can finally have Kin rejoin. If there was one good thing from this playthrough, it was teaching Kin not to do flake, as they harvest the exact leaves that they need to make more flake. It's alright, you can have psychoid tea now. That's nice and safe for you. There you go. Drink some psychoid tea. Look at that, feel that psychoid tea energy. Postman's gonna stay stuck in their crypto sleep casket. But yeah, we are 5 minutes away from the end. We're actually up to 85,000 wealth, which I'm really happy with. That's definitely higher than I thought it would be when we lost the additional colonists. We've been really lucky in this end. We had a big gap. I'm assuming this was there's a bug where if a mechanoid raid, that is not a raid, but like a defoliator ship or something like that, I believe. Cassandra tries to roll it, fails, and doesn't actually send a raid, and so you can see the regular raids, and then suddenly a big gap of nothing. We got the enemy raid we used the animal pulsar on. We then had 2 manhunt packs in quick succession, and we're clearly due another raid. But the fact we've managed to make it from about here, so almost a third of the session with only 1 enemy raid, is the only way this colony is still standing. It cannot defend itself. It was only the combo of the animal pulsar and these traps that meant we survived. So while we got quite unlucky with losing George to rats that explode, we have then been very lucky with the raids at the end, and it has allowed us to shoot through the rest of this challenge and actually make it to the end, which I kind of didn't think I would. So it's been an interesting one. I think I've got quite a lot to take away from it. And I think if I was to try this again, I would plan it in a much better way. But it has been a very satisfying playthrough, and to finish with 15,000 potatoes is just good fun. Again, you could have way more potatoes than that if you did it correctly. Let's have a quick check at this. Oh, this sums up the entire playthrough. Look, incompetent cook. Infestation. Where was there a spot for an infestation? Well, let's get everyone and let's move them through to here and see. Ah, it's coming up in the battery room. Let's just see what appears, shall we? And just stand them in a corner. Ah, so the battery spots aren't safe. That's good to know. I'm guessing is what's happening there. Okay. How long have we got left? A minute. We've got a minute and 20 seconds. I think we're just going to ignore the little bugs in our base. Let's just ignore them. And let's go out down here and enjoy, what is it, the sunrise. Enjoy the sunrise. Come and see it, man. You're a muppet. Come down here. It's time to wrap this up. Let's get this tiny extra bit of wealth, shall we? Come on, all of you, over here. Cabasiaban is coming over. These are the survivors. As Cabasiaban throws up. Well, that sums up the whole playthrough. Insets in the base. Let's take a screenshot of that. That is the July 2023 RimWorld Community Challenge Drug World complete with a final score of 84,957. We managed to survive the full 10 hours. We had 4 colonists die. We've got 1 colonist locked in a crypto sleep casket because they're about to explode due to luciferium need. We had to kill our husky, and we messed up a lot of the design of the base, but we did make it to the end. If you want to watch the full series, it'll all be added in a playlist, and if you haven't yet watched it, we do have a Drug World Challenge playthrough up on the channel, which is a 10-hour challenge to produce as many drugs in RimWorld as possible. I expect I'll be taking part in the next RimWorld challenge too. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much again. Cheers. Bye.